What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Walk Escape video. And I've been thinking lately about way back in the day when I was a true noob. We're talking about before anyone knew what EHP was, no one had ever heard of a game tick, and people standing next to you at banks were named Dragon X Slayer instead of Fart Stains and 10GP Sucky Sucky, right? Way back in the day, 2005, 2006. I was just a noob trying to get my first couple 100K, get started in the game, and I wanted to revisit some of the silly ways that I was trying to make money back then, see if any of them stack up, and see which one is going to make the most money in the modern day. So I drew up 10 of those methods that I used to do when I was a little kid, and we're going to see what the best childhood moneymaker is today. We're going to kick it off with my personal favorite memory of making money, and that is mining pure essence at Zamorak East Bank. Now, this place used to have a constant stream of people. My guy Aubrey was one of the busiest people in RuneScape. Now he barely even gets to say those words anymore. The mine is a desolate wasteland. It's really sad to see. You got Zulra, all these new age monsters coming in and taking away traditional jobs.
They took your job!
They took your job! Man, these kids, they don't know how to earn an honest living anymore these days, but we're bringing it back to our roots. I'm going to do this for 15 minutes, see how many essence I can mine, blow that out to an hour, and I'll do that for each of these methods, and we'll see how they all stack up. So I'll see you in a few. Sweet 15 minutes of hard manual labor later. Damn near broke my back. Let's see how good this reward is. Cool. Okay, not off to the single hottest start after that first one, but that was pretty much the noobiest of noob methods. So how about we try telegrabbing the Zami wines this time? That was a little more nuanced. Smarter players did this. Actually, the only way to learn about it back in the day was to be really low level, have someone tell you how valuable the wine was, get you to grab it, and then have all of the monks kill you, from which point you would learn that you need to telegrab it and run away. Pretty sure that's how everyone learned of this one, kind of a rite of passage. These things are still kind of valuable today, so who knows? Maybe we'll make some good money at this one. I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes to check in. All right, coming up on the last of our inventory here. This actually took longer than I expected. It's about 17 minutes to get a full inventory, and these guys still pack a punch even when you have 99 defense. So I've actually had to pray and use the altar a little bit to survive, but that's the inventory down. Now, back in the day, we didn't bank right. You run all the way back to Falador and then come all the way back. So adding in that bank time, I'd say it's probably about 20 minutes per full inventory. So let's say we do this 3 times over, and our price check comes out at right around 25K. A lot better than pure essence. All right, now what good would any list like this be if we didn't include some sort of a woodcutting method? You could argue willows at Draenor. You could argue yews here in Sears, but I'm going to go with maples. I don't know, it's my video. I feel like chopping the maples. But of course, we're going to be using a rune axe because, come on, we're not made of money out here. So this one's pretty straightforward. You chop the tree, see how many logs you can get in 15 minutes. I'll update you then. And that's 15 minutes right now. So let's check it out. We got 3 full inventories plus a little bonus 5. At one point, I even downed all 3 of those maples at once on my own. It was pretty sick. I'm so cool. And 89 maples is the final haul, bringing us out to a price of 1,400 gold. Yeah, those have gone downhill. Moving on up here, the smart kids back in the day were actually taking the essence I mined and running it off to the law altar. Me, I had no idea what runecrafting even was. Even though I did the quest, I just wanted to mine the essence and get that money. This was a lot better back in the day for the people who had any brains. But yeah, let's check it out as if I knew what that method was way back. We're going to be treating this like it's back in the day, so I'm not using the tunnel. If I run out of run energy, I'm just going to be walking. And unfortunately, these worlds are totally dead for running, so I'm just going to be crafting the runes myself, but let's pretend I'm trading someone else, giving them my stuff, and getting the law runes back. Also, I'm not going to use a law rune to teleport out and make my runs faster, because I'm thinking like a 9-year-old. I'm not running that cost-benefit analysis. I'm walking my ass all the way back to Draenor every time. Let's see how many we can make. I'll see you in a bit. All right, we are coming back up on the law altar here, just shy of the 15-minute mark. This is, I think, my fifth inventory. It's been pretty slow going, but it feels nice to walk again, you know? And that's not even a pun on my name. That's just true. Let's check it out. This is 5 runs, so this price check coming up right around 15K over the course of 15 minutes. Not too bad for such an old strategy. All right, getting into one of the more fun combat-based methods. Had to throw this one in there. Killing the wilderness green dragons. This used to be my favorite spot to do it. And of course, I'm geared just like back in the day. It is the wilderness, after all. We don't want to be risking our best gear. And hopefully we don't run into any PKers. If we do, hopefully they're at least part of Team 16 and we can trick them. But other than that, there's not too much to it. I'm killing them a little faster than I used to, but we'll see how many I can knock out. I'm going to include banking times in the timer. Hopefully I'll be able to get at least a full inventory, and we'll see where we stack up. See you in a bit. Hey, we got a fellow Green Dragon PKer out here, and he's named exactly like the guys I mentioned during the Pure Essence section. Had to throw that in. And that is just rounding the 14-minute mark now, so probably wouldn't have time to get back to start on my third inventory. But we got 2 full loads in there.
Phrasing?
Our price check's going to come out too. I bet this is going to be the best one we've seen so far. Let me know down below if you think it's going to be the best by the end of the video. 107K. Yeah, that's pretty hard to beat in just 15 minutes. Maybe there'll be something else, though. We'll have to see. Coming back over to Sears Village, you know I had to put the Flax fields in this one. This is an absolute classic. It's where our characters got blisters on their hands, and our real-life hands developed the first symptoms of carpal tunnel. That's only going to worsen over the years as we grind more and more. There's not too much to this one. Just pick the Flax till it's gone. Absolute banger of a time back in the day, though. Let's see how many we can rack up in 15 minutes. Here we go. 3 more seconds and 15 minutes. All right. I probably didn't have to come back to get these last 6, but honestly, it's such a blast. I just wanted to get in as much as I could. There's one NPC in this game to be jealous of. It's that Flax picker that back there. He gets to do this all day, every day. I wish I had a job that sick, honestly. Let's see what we came out to here. 258 Flax, not a bad haul. And these guys have dropped to 2 each as well. Little better than Pure Essence because we managed to gather a little more. So there you have that. Another one that would just feel wrong to not include here is, of course, mining coal in Falador. I remember coming down here. I always wanted to go into the mining guild part, but it took me forever to get there. Once I finally could, I was so proud. You know, my great-grandfather was a coal miner, so I know he was looking down, knowing that I worked just as hard as he used to, finally able to get in that guild. I know he was smiling. I probably met more dwarves than he did. It's basically the only difference between the things that we did. Yeah, let's see how many we can get in 15 minutes. All right, coming back to the bank, we just hit our 15-minute mark before we could fill up this inventory fully. So we managed 82 coal. Not bad at all. It's nice to know that great-grandpa's work ethic has been passed down right to me. And that comes out to 13K. Not too bad. I've seen better, but it's decent. Got another combat-based method coming up here. The Rock Dungeon Hill Giants. These guys drop big bones, which we all know gives a ton of prayer experience. Their only crime is being big, but let's see how many we can massacre in 15 minutes. Making the trip back to Vrock Bank after my 3.5 inventory or so. Let's see how many we managed to take out. Don't want to go down those stairs. Whoops. All right, we managed to gather up the bones of 84 mostly innocent giants in exchange for money, which is all good with me. Whoops, don't want to go to equipment stats. I did try and dress as if I was back in the day for this one as well. And we got some bonus herbs, so coming out to just over 30K, which is really not too bad for a bunch of hill giants. Doing one more gathering moneymaker right here. We're going to jump into some fishing this time back at the old stomping grounds, Catherby, and we are going to be going for those raw lobsters. I used to sit here with the lobster cage all day. These poor bankers over here, all they ever get is raw lobsters Raw sharks, no variety. They must have fridges for days downstairs in that bank because the amount of fish they are storing is ridiculous. Let's add to their stockpiles, see how much we can do in 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes in, I was surprisingly only able to get 62 lobsters, definitely less than I expected. They're sneaky little bottom feeders, but I did get a lot. Comes out to 8.3K. Pretty terrible. Not as bad as some that we've seen, though, so we'll take it. For our last one, we've got to bring it back to where it all began. That is, of course, the Lumbridge cow pins, the first place we ever tried to make money. Our stats may be a lot different, but we're keeping the same gear that we had way back in the day. I'm just going to be grabbing the cowhide and the beef. I'm going to be cooking the beef across the road because that's what I used to do, and that's what I feel like doing now. Look at Gilly Groats over here. She didn't even look twice way back in the day when we were fresh off Tutorial Island. Now she can't stop staring. Look how far we've come. Here we go, 15 minutes of getting stared at by Gilly later. Unfortunately, wasn't able to cook my last inventory because I underestimated how long the walk to the bank takes. But right there in 15 minutes, we managed to get 3 full inventories worth 9.2K. Honestly, better than I expected. All right, there you have it. Those are the 10 money making methods that I always remember doing when I was a kid. And we're not quite done yet. We are back at the Grand Exchange. Got to sell off all of the loot. The guide suggests that this should be worth about 203K in total. We'll see how close we get to that. As I sell this stuff off in the background, I am going to flash up the rankings of the hourized, I guess you would say, amount of money for each of these. So Green Dragon's taking number one by far, 420K an hour. Very nice. Far behind that, but still pretty good, surprisingly good, is the Hill Giants at 85K an hour. From there, we go to the Wine of Zamorak, the Rune Running, Mining Coal, Killing Cows and Lumbridge. Surprisingly, they're pulling up number 6, 25K an hour for fishing raw lobsters. And then we go off a cliff, maple logs, only worth 6K an hour. And then Flax and Pure Essence each at 2K an hour. But Flax did edge out that number 9 spot because they were worth about 100 GP or so more than the Pure Essence. I hope you did enjoy this one. I had a really good time making it, kind of tapping into the way that I used to play this game back in the day. It was a lot of fun. Big shout out to Ray for the idea. He left a comment on one of my other videos. If you have an idea, please do the same. Other than that, please do subscribe and like if you did enjoy. It helps out a lot, and I will see you in the next one.